Welcome back to the Green Yard. It is a absolutely beautiful mid-August day here in Phoenix, Arizona, and we're over in the side yard of the Green Yard, kind of this space where we have a lot of our other tropical trees here. We have two different varieties of mangoes, which we're going to talk about here in a second. We have one of our papayas, as well as two of our sapotes, our black sapote and our chico sapote, our sapodilla over here. And the side yard of the Green Yard has become kind of this extra growing space that otherwise would have just been nothing. So if you have a side yard that's only about 6 feet wide and you happen to have it on the east side of your house, it may be a great place to try to grow some of those tropical trees, especially any of those tropical trees that can handle a little bit more sun, like our mangoes and our sapodilla and our papayas. We're here today though because besides it being the middle of August, this is my favorite time of year. And we're getting into fall. A lot of our trees are starting to put on a bunch of new growth. They're starting to really get into their growth stage throughout the year. I found growing these trees that by the time we hit August, September, this is really when those trees start putting out a lot of new growth. They start getting bigger, they start getting stronger. Typically in the spring, we're coming out of winter, they're just trying to survive. Then we hit hot in the summer, and some of those trees do great and some don't. And then once we get into that fall, it starts to cool down, and they have the 3-4 months or so where it's a little bit cooler, where they can really thrive and grow. Another reason why the middle of August is my favorite month is because of what I'm holding in my hand here. It is mango season. So this is our first mango of the season. It's also our first mango off of our fruit punch mango that I have here next to me. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna talk a little bit about our fruit punch mango, the tree, as well as this mango. We're gonna try it on camera, and we're gonna see how the first mango of our fruit punch ever, as well as the first mango of the 2024 mango season is. So let's go ahead, let's get started. Here we go. So as I mentioned, starting to get really into the growth season. This is our black sapote. It's growing probably 3 feet or so this year. I didn't shade protect it. I didn't do anything with it this summer. In the past, I've thrown some supplemental shade on there just to make sure it makes it through, but it's actually been putting out new growth the entire year, growing a ton, and it doesn't even seem to be phased by some of those 115, 116 degree days that we had this year. It did flower again, but it didn't actually hold on to any of that fruit, unfortunately. Then just next to it, we have that Spirit of 76 mango, one of my favorite mango varieties here, and we have some giant, just absolutely giant mangoes on this tree this year. Like really big mangoes still holding on, a lot bigger than our fruit punch mango that we have that we're going to be trying today. Got them all along the sides too, those different mangoes. So definitely very productive this year, that fruit punch. Excited to do a video about harvesting that. We have a dragon fruit. It actually fell over in one of our monsoon storms, so I got to put that back up. And then our sapodilla. Sapodilla did flower this year, but it didn't hold on to anything. But you'll notice it is starting to put out a bunch of new growth here up at the top, starting to branch out a little bit more. I did not shade this tree this year either. Last year it got shade from our papaya, but it really doesn't have that shade this year because our papaya died back in the winter. So we'll see how it does going into fall and into winter, and hopefully we get some fruit next year. Papaya here, this is that papaya we're talking about. It died way back this past winter. Actually just had a stick at the top. You can see it has some really tiny little itty bitty papayas on here that are starting to turn ripe. And then it actually has 3-4 trunks now at the top. So it should be interesting to see how it grows with those 4 trunks at the top this coming growing season and into the fall. And then last but not least, we have that fruit punch mango. Fruit punch mango I actually planted with my dad. Did a planting video with my dad. One of my favorite mango trees, not just because I planted it with him, but also because I actually did a great job with pruning and structuring this mango tree. Our other mangoes, especially our Kerry mango, which was my first mango tree, did not do a good job structuring it or anything. This one, I've done a very good job constantly pruning. I actually have some pruning I need to do. So you'll see on here how we have this new growth coming off right here. What you want to do is you actually want to take this new growth off. So sometimes I do it with my nail. Usually I have a pruners to do so, but this is small enough I can do it with my nail. So we'll literally just prune right here at the top. You'll notice that that stem is gone here. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to now put off new branches, usually 3 or 4 branches off of where that one branch is coming out. Really helps to structure the tree so it can hold on to more fruit. And here's an example of what that is going to look like, is this guy right here. See, so I went ahead and I pruned off in the middle here, and now look, we have 5 new branches coming off of here. These branches are going to end up being stronger than that one would have been. That one would probably be floppy and fall over. So now we have a better tree structure, more branching out, going to be able to hold on to more fruit as time goes on. So I've done a great job with structuring this tree. It's you know, oh, here's a great example too. You can see right here, I took the top off. It's put out a couple new growths, but it actually has a whole bunch more branches that are coming off too. So we want to get some branching on our mango trees. That's really how we can get a successful mango tree, one that can hold that fruit, hold that weight, and also one that looks more like a tree instead of like a mango bush. Remember that here in Arizona, in Phoenix in particular, our mangoes, especially our grafted mangoes, they typically grow like a dwarf variety of mangoes in the tropics or in Florida. So they'll only get to be maybe 10, 15 feet tall, definitely on the smaller side of things. Those are the grafted mangoes. Mangoes from seed, you never know. They might get bigger. They might get more like a mango tree in the tropics, or they might stay smaller like our grafted mangoes typically do. But let's go ahead, let's cut into that mango and see how it is. All right, so now we're in that moment we've kind of all been waiting for. I have our mango here. This is our fruit punch mango. It only produced 1 mango this year. My son's window is right next to us here, and I happened to kind of walk by, and like I do most mornings, I looked out at our fruit punch mango tree, and I happened to see that the mango that was here at the bottom of the tree right off this branch was no longer there. It was sitting on the ground. And so I ran outside, and I grabbed this mango and I let it sit on the counter for about a day. Usually that's how long it takes for these. Smells delicious. I've noticed that our homegrown mangoes here in Phoenix in particular, they're very nectary. So they're very sweet, very nectary. Like if you were to buy mango nectar as kind of like that juice, that's what they taste like more than the mangoes from the grocery store. So they have very much that nectary smell to them. And we've harvested Kerry mangoes before. They're delicious. Haven't harvested any of the fruit punch. So it's going to be interesting to see if they taste any different here. So let's go ahead, let's cut into this. Very soft. All of our mangoes are very, very soft always. Very juicy already. I can tell how juicy this guy is. And we're just going to take a slice off of here. One thing that I love with most of our homegrown mangoes is that they have a smaller seed to them, and they're not as fibrous, meaning, you know, the ones from the grocery store, you kind of buy them and they're pretty fibrous. It's not the best eating. The ones that are homegrown are not fibrous at all. They're very, very juicy, very delicious, way less stringy than like a store-bought one is. So here's our first ever fruit punch mango slice. Looks absolutely delicious. Perfect mango. Let's try it out. Very similar to the Kerry mango. It actually tastes a little bit more fruity though. Kerry mango kind of is, in my opinion, it's a little like musky mango flavor. This one's not. This one tastes definitely more fruity than like our Kerry mango does. Very, very delicious mango. All right, so there we go. Harvesting a fruit punch mango, our first fruit punch mango ever here in the green yard here in Phoenix, Arizona. Absolutely delicious mango, really, really good. I'm so excited to share the rest of this with my family, get them to try it, and really, really delicious. Definitely recommend getting a fruit punch mango for your yard. I did an update video on our fruit punch mango back in the spring, I believe it was in March. I did not cold protect this mango tree last winter, nor did I protect it in any sort of way from the sun last summer. Now, if you watched any of my update videos or my planting videos, you'll know that it still does get some shade starting around like that 2:30, 3 o'clock time in the afternoon, but it definitely is more on the sunny side, this mango tree, and it seems to have done even better. Did a great job flowering this spring, put off a lot of flowers, and then held on to this one mango. I'm hoping as it continues to mature, to do well in its space, that it ends up putting more and more of these mangoes out. We also have mangoes on our Spirit of 76, like I mentioned. We actually have one on our newly planted Super Alfonso mango, and then we have some on our Kerry mango as well. So we'll be doing a couple more mango updates as the mango season goes on. If you guys have any questions about growing mangoes here in Phoenix, please feel free to comment below. If you have any additional questions about any of the other fruiting or flowering plants or trees that I've mentioned in this video or any of our other videos, I'd be happy to make some additional content about those videos. And of course, as always, I hope you live green, plant lots, and have fun. We'll see you guys next time.